Hey, everybody. Hey. It's Dr. Mac here. Hey, listen, I am dropping this video in hopes that it uh, connects the dots and answers your questions regarding our upcoming event entitled Elevated Tables. Listen, I am so excited about this gathering, this event, this symposium. And to just give you a little bit of history, for the past 7.5 years, the Lord had me hosting what we called Powered to Empowered Leadership Encounter. It was a closed in, kind of like a shut in, if you will, but not quite so shut in, where we would go away for 3.5 days. Uh, the emerging leader, the seasoned leader, the leader who's contemplating on leadership, um, those that were entrepreneurs and things of that nature. And we would just come together, like minded people, and we would share a table. And what does that look like? We would share a table, we would share ideas. Of course, there was a focused topic. That was directed to leaders in terms of the characteristics, in terms of where they were, where they needed to be, any challenges that they were having, personal challenges, that is. And we would just put it all on the table and we would talk about it. It was coupled with some good food, some good fellowship, networking, and things of that nature. And so last year in 2025, although I had it scheduled on my calendar, as we got near to the time, the Lord said, no, take it off the calendar. You're going to pause for a moment and we're going to revisit this later on. Little did I know he was going to have me to change the whole thing. I'm elated about it because it's called evolving, right? It's called maturation. It's called doing something new. It's called rebranding, and so on and so forth. And so, with that being said, we've gone from powered to empowered leadership encounter to now elevated tables. It didn't make sense to me in the beginning, but now it's clear. It makes perfect sense as to why he said we're going to do elevated tables. Why? Because many times we as leaders, entrepreneurs, coaches and mentors, advocates, and the like, not just restricted to ministry, we will get invited to tables, and the tables, or what the Lord told me this past weekend, are recycled. Yeah, sit on that one. A lot of times we sit at recycled tables. It's the same people, it's the same topic, it's the same discussion, and we have surpassed that, and we find ourselves walking away a little bit perplexed, a little bit frustrated, irritated, and agitated because we wanted more. Our spirit wanted more. Our mind was fixed on, you know what, I'm going and I'm going to eat me a steak, but instead we had chicken. And so, with elevated tables, this is a space and a place, a table that is set to be elevated for like minded leaders, like minded mentors and coaches, advocates. And then also, you have those who are called to ministry. Um, it is going to be a closed, interactive, focused group where we will have targeted topics that relate to leaders, what we go through, what we're challenged with, strategy, transfer of knowledge, coaching, if you will, and even if it's necessary and needed, of course, wise counsel. In this place, this space, at this elevated table, we will embark upon new ideas, new innovations, and we will also confront that which is current and see what we need to throw out and do away with. We will have, of course, we will exchange information. There's a time to network. There will be a time to cry if you need to do that as well, right? It's a time where we will be held accountable on a whole nother level. We will be reinforced communication. We will, of course, collaborate because that's what elevated tables is all about. We will be transparent because there's also a time and a place where leaders, both in ministry and outside of ministry, where we need to have that safe place, that table, if you will, that room. That corner where we can go and just be able to do what some people will say, dump our brain on a piece of paper or dump it on the table. I'm not saying to dump all of your ideas, but rather those ideas that you have been struggling with, that you know you need to execute, but you need a little push, right? You need a little help. You need someone to help catapult you, not from a place of immaturity, not from a place of of insecurity, not even from a place of coveting the idea, but rather a place where, you know what, this is your idea, this is not mine. But guess what? I have some information, I have some skills. I have a little bit of experience that I can help you execute that thing that the Lord gave you specifically, right? And you can walk away with no strings attached. This is also a place where tables where you will be invited to be refreshed. Leaders do need to be refreshed. One thing that I learned during my time of sabbaticaling is that the Lord was talking to me about how many leaders refuse to take a sabbatical. They're always on the go, 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 like the Energizer Bunny. But what we fail to realize, even with the Energizer Bunny, that battery will run dead. Okay. And so it's important for us to steal away time. Sometimes you need to not just have a staycay or a staycation. You need to go away. You need to go away to a place and space where you are, you may not know the person, and that's okay, but you're in a place and space where you can relax, where you can unwind, where you can unload, right? Where you can be restored, and where you can transfer knowledge and things of that nature. Just get it off of you so that when at the end of the day, when you return back to your respected place to do the work, you have been totally refreshed. You have new ideas, you have new innovations, your roots, so to speak, have been dusted off. You have no more concubines attached to you. And there's so much things that we can get when we take that time to actually sit down um, and sabbatical, right? And so the elevated tables offers that, right? We will there, we will come together like-minded individuals where we can sit and we can chat and chew there, have it over a meal. We will have the focus groups, we will have breakout groups, we will have accountability sessions, we will have the sessions where it may sharpen our levels of communication, a moment where we can be transparent. I think transparency is a wonderful thing, because the more you're transparent, those that you lead, it will actually help them to engage even better. Anyway, I'm not going to labor there. But this elevated table will also offer a time of being out of the box, coming out of the box thinking, having a out of the box experience when it comes to thinking outside of the box. Did you not know sometimes when you are restricted or when you're sitting at recycled tables, it restricts your mind, it restricts your thinking, it restricts the ideas that you have. Why? Because sometimes you feel like you're at the table where you're not trusted, and so you feel like if you share an idea or two, someone's going to snatch it from you, or somebody's going to steal your idea, or whatever that situation may be. And so what happens is, because you're bottling it up on the inside instead of getting it out so the roots may sprout up and you can grow, that idea can grow, you would just sit and you would sit in silence and you won't say anything. And so that very thing that's been bubbling in your belly will not birth. It's also a place where we can come together for strategy, ideas regarding team building, project planning, and execution, being able to gain insight and intel on how to choose the right team. Many times I've been guilty of this myself, and some of you may, whether you realize it or not, or want to admit to it or not. Sometimes we will pick and choose people to be on the team because we're looking at their skill set, we're looking at the gift, we're looking at the money in their pocket, we're looking at their status quo, we're looking at all of these exterior things. But one thing I'm reminded of, the story where Samuel and God were speaking, and Samuel needed to replace Saul. And what happened was Samuel had a conversation with the Lord, and the Lord specifically told him, he said, man look on the outer appearance, but I look at the heart. God looks at the heart. Are we looking at character? Right? Yes, we know that it takes money to run a business. It takes money to run a ministry, and so on and so forth. But I'd rather have someone whose character is their character is all about the bag of the chips and the dip, as opposed to they have many, many character flaws. And if you are a business owner, you should know better than anybody else. You send somebody out there on the front line with you and they have a bunch of character flaws. Whatever those flaws are, that represents your business. Whatever their flaws are, that represents your ministry, because we have appointed them to walk and to run frontline with us. And so with elevated tables, it helps us to strategize on the who, what, when, where, how, and why of that person that we are selecting to be a part of our team. Those persons that we are selecting to walk with us, the people that we're selecting to be on the media team, on the public relations team, on your finance team, on your communications team. All of these different teams matter. And so even if you don't have those teams developed yet, there will be strategy to help you get them developed. In other words, we will help you set the foundation so that you can move forward. So I say to you, join us June 5th and 6th in Orlando, Florida. Listen, we are running out of time with we're running out of time with the early bird registration. The early bird registration is only $150 and it ends on March 15th. The registration will then increase to $175. Hey, listen, we also have room for those of you who decide to go to the VIP. If you want to be a part of the VIP team, VIP, yeah, you the special people, we have room for just a few of you where you'll get extra nuggets. You'll get all of what I just mentioned, and you'll also get time with myself and the co-host Monica Miner, where we'll actually be able to drop additional nuggets and provide you with additional resources that we won't discuss right now, but nonetheless. And you'll also be able to sit at the table where we will be able to sup, chit, chat, and chew. So join us at the elevated tables this coming June 5th and 6th at the Aloft Lake Noah in Orlando, Florida. Hey, listen, you don't want to miss this. I know some of you are saying, well, that's a little bit far away. It is a far away, and that's why we call it's called planning, because leaders should be good at planning too. When you want to pour into yourself, when you want to invest, because this is an investment, by the way, we also need to invest in ourselves. We need to invest in strategy. We need to invest in growing. We need to invest in maturing. We need to invest in being able to sit at tables with other like-minded leaders, entrepreneurs, coaches, and mentors, counselors, if you will, advocates. It doesn't matter. You can sit at the table with someone who's not in ministry. You can sit at the table with someone who's not a coach. You can sit at the table with someone who's not per se an advocate, but they are a leader in their own right, and they're just coming to glean just like you are coming to glean. So join us June 5th and 6th in Orlando, Florida. Hey, you. Yes, you. Don't delay. Register today. Click the link in the comments, and I'll see you in June. Take care.